I hope Sokolov will cooperate. I'd hope to have him paint my portrait again one day. Just me this time.
Right.
Royal Physician, I believe you and Corvo knew each other in former days. Unlike you, our friend Corvo knows what loyalty means.
Bah! I am loyal to my inner spirit. You are the one consorting with the most wanted man in the Empire.
It's my belief that Corvo was innocent in the death of the Empress, and the former spy master, or the Lord Regent, as he calls himself, is a ruthless tyrant bent on destroying this city, the heart of the Empire.
You are mistaken if you think there's love between me and our Lord Regent. But whatever you intend to do here, I assure you, I am beyond petty scare tactics.
If I don't scare you, Sokolov, perhaps these rats will. Even if they don't carry plague. I've heard of a swarm of rats stripping a child's body to the bone in half a minute. I've heard worse. How long do you think it'll be before you talk? Before you beg to talk?
Rats? Is that the company you keep now, Admiral?
It's the company you keep that interests us, Sokolov. We know you painted a portrait of the Lord Regent's mistress, the very aristocrat who is funding the military with her fortune. She is the key to the Lord Regent's control over the city, and we must have her name.
Sorry, Admiral. I cannot help you.
Okay. Good morning, Takoida, Evo, Blade, Nedvaro, Platonia, Magister Ect, Gum, Malin, Micromano. Sorry for starting late, but I had some people doing some dead drops for assassinations outside my window.
You're part of this rabble, but I know you have your reasons.
Yes, he does. All we need is the name of the Lord Regent's mistress. It's very simple.
I elect not to tell you. You will have to force the words from me, and I warn you, my willpower is quite legendary.
Curious strategy.
Of which I approve.
I'll leave it to you. But if you get tired of questioning Sokolov...
Hey, Gnas.
It's well known that Sokolov is virtually addicted to a rare liquor called King Street Brandy. The taste is revolting, but I happen to have a bottle. However, I am reluctant to give it to you for Sokolov. It cost me quite a lot. It is very expensive stuff, a blend of rare Pendician spices and a drop of whale oil. Would you care to purchase it?
Ew. Considering everything about whale oil, and also how violently energy trapped, or energy-containing whale oil is, that sounds disgusting. Yeah, okay. So how much does this damn thing cost? Oh, okay, I got it. That's cheap. That's cheap. We got that. Let's go reduce our footsteps down while we're here. But there's something else I want to do for the upcoming level, because we're about to do what I usually consider to be the best level in the game. Before we do that, let's say thank you, Ect. Also, I looked into Rainworld. The centipede things, right? Because if it's not, then I need to keep looking. Yeah, it's also hard liquor, which is also gross, just like segregate from the rest of that. Excuse me. But it's the centipede thing, right, Ect? Like that is what you've been referring to. Yeah, we're about to do the Boyle level, which is the party thing I talked about yesterday. I mean, the thing made me feel gross. Like I needed to go take a shower, but it didn't bother me that much. Still, I actually hate centipedes. I technically hate centipedes more than spiders, but that's, you know, logical, sane hatred, as opposed to, you know, arachnophobia, which is, by definition, not rational. Now, Walker, I swear you just subbed. So is that a repeat? Like, seriously, hang on, I can double check my logs here. Because I swear, you even mentioned it yesterday. You're like, did you get the sub this morning? And I had to double check, and I was like, yes, I did. You put it towards Tiny Idea, a Kingdom Hearts block, and a short walk. I even remember the games you put it towards. So now I'm confused. Actually, I'm not confused at all. See, there's this thing Twitch does, which I hate. See, the only way I know if you've done a sub, specifically subs, not anything else, and is if you put that little announcement in chat. It's not just the fact that it goes in chat. That's what puts it in my log. So I can go check the timestamp later, right? Thing is, it'll bug you for 2 separate notifications. Your anniversary, which means nothing, and your sub, which is when you resub. So what I usually do is I usually rely on a little bit of brain have, like we're doing right now, or rely on you to keep track of which one's the resub and which one's the announcement. There's a little bit of an honor system going on, not gonna lie. Either way, I still appreciate your support, Walker, but I'm not gonna double dip on that if that's okay with you. Caterpillars don't bother me. Caterpillars are cool. Really, Ginger Overseer? Wow. That was a while ago too. 2016, if I'm not mistaken, because that's when we last streamed this. All right, so I want, what do I want? Yeah, screw ads, honestly. Anybody, you have my full and formal permission to use ad blocker on the off chance you're not already doing it. If you're using Chrome, stop using Chrome and use something that lets you use an ad blocker. And yes, that has officially gone in, by the way. Let's get the reload speed. That's already been an issue a couple of times. And a slightly bigger magazine. There are ways around that, Jay Palmer, speaking from experience. Oh, apparently Chrome delayed it. Okay. I'll say, I know that the intended date has come and gone. See, I don't really use Chrome. I, in fact, only use Chrome for exactly one thing. And that is uploading videos to one of my channels. It helps to keep things separate. So I deal with one of my channels on Firefox, the other of my channels on Chrome. So that's all I use Chrome for, because, you know, screw Chrome.
Since he's been aiding the Lord Regent. But it's a shame.
I could use a drink.
Well, I got you a drink.
King Street brandy? I didn't know any more existed. It is an extraordinary gift. I see I'm dealing with men of taste.
He just pocketed that bottle of brandy.
She was always referred to as Lady Boyle. I painted her to be sure, but I never saw her face or learned her first name. You see, I painted her from behind. I assure you, she still makes a striking portrait. But I do not know which Boyle she is. I was to be introduced to her at a masked ball in her honor this very night. But I will miss that party, it seems.
A masked ball at the Boyle estate. Tonight, the timing is perfect, Corvo. But the Boyles are wealthy and ruthless, so security will be very tight.
Of course, you already have a mask, don't you, Corvo?
He's right. You will be able to mingle with them once you're on the grounds. You'll have to find out which of the Boyle women is connected to the Lord Regent and take her out in whatever way you can devise. We're very close now. If you do this tonight, we'll be able to strike at the Lord Regent himself and put Emily on the throne. May the wind favor you.
Yep, enjoy your whale oil and spiced gut rot. So, I was about to say, I could be mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it randomizes which one of the 3 it is each time you do this mission, right?
I hear you're off to the Boyles' little bash tonight. I have just a tiny favor I'd like to ask you. Could you give this note to Lord Shaw? You'll know him. A rather brusque man wearing a wolf's mask. In fact, he may be looking for me.
Oh, we're gonna kill her. Hey, Emily. Emily?
Have you ever been in a sea battle?
Of course.
Did you ever see pirates? And did you sink any?
Of course. Dozens. Oh, yes. But that's not for young girls to hear about.
But I will be Empress, won't I? And then I'll have to sink lots of enemy ships myself. And that's what Empresses do mostly, isn't it?
Of course.
I knew it! I read that some pirate ships have witches aboard that can cause storms and make whales do what they want. Is that true?
Yes. Mostly. Maybe we should be quiet now.
Very well.
The Admiral does not get along with kids. Confirmed. Emily.
Everything was so fancy at the Golden Cat, but in a different way than the palace was fancy. The old Madame Prudence said that all the ladies are princesses and the men come to admire them.
Right. It does sound like she's deliberately buttering up. Now, this is taking Dishonored 2 into account, which is a little bit different narratively, but considering Dishonored 2, it wouldn't surprise me if she's smarter than she puts on. So we're going to do a save here for no reason.
The Boyle
To you, flag
costume
end.
ball, huh?
What the?
Well, that'll be fun, but not for everybody. You ready?
As we know, Empresses don't need friends.
Grief, the Lord Regent's pulling out all the stops for the Boyle family.
So those things suck for stealth routes.
Watch yourself, Corvo. They don't fool around. Good news is, once you get to the party, that mask of yours will let you blend right in. Enjoy your evening out with local quality. Better you than me.
Very Half-Life approach here. Let's show you what the enemy you're about to face can do by having them attack something else for a bit. In a way that you basically can't skip. But no, yeah, this is the best stage in the game. And we've already seen some good stages. And when I say stealth, something occurred to me last night as I was having trouble. And that thing is that today is Zach Taft's birthday. Happy birthday, Zach Taft. I hope you have a good one. Do something more interesting than watching me. Get some cheesecake or something. Donuts, maybe? I don't know. There's options. So we're going to sit here and we're going to be boring for a few seconds while this goes. Don't make too much of a mess. Someone has to clean that up, Gum Gum. Here, have some music. I actually have to do a little bit of paperwork, which I don't have time for this morning because... Yeah, so sorry, I was saying that out loud. The thing that I talked about is I myself mistakenly, I honestly blamed the fact that I had a huge headache and was very tired. I actually slept in today. I think I was trying to get caught up. But so that's not my fault, because I knew yesterday that that's not correct. There's not 2 paths through this game. There's 3. There's just openly fighting your way through. There is non-lethaling your way through. And then there is stealthing your way through. There are kits and tools for all 3 of these. As I've already given it my opinion, I think the pure combat is probably the weakest of these 3, which makes sense. Combat is not really the focus of the game. But the real focus is on these 2 branches. Being able to non-lethal your way through, which is still a form of engaging enemies, and, of course, not being seen entirely. Because the difference between not killing and stealthing is not killing means disabling. You have tools at your disposal to not kill people and remove them from the board. Being stealth means you never get detected, so you never have to knock anyone out. Ghosting, like we were talking about yesterday. And the playstyle is rather different between the 2. Yeah, the enemies also have essentially magical dodge abilities, which is something I thought about yesterday and didn't comment on, which I just blame on the headache. I have ghosted this game. I've ghosted the second game, too. I don't have to prove that. I did it on camera. But yeah, it's pretty mean. It's pretty mean. There was one particular section, too, where I was going through one of the levels where we're going after Dowd's men. And there was one portion where I had a problem, because what I'd done is I'd moved forward, knocked out a guy, forgot to properly move his corpse, moved forward in the level, corpse got detected, and I heard the alert, and I'm like, oh, crap. And by then, I had foolishly already moved forward my save. So, save scumming my way out of that one corpse was a huge pain in the arse to actually do. Excuse me. It's okay, you're just tired, Master. Get some rest. Sleep. Or eat, or exercise. Or conquer. You know, something. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Everything I just mentioned has a degree of gradient in and out of itself, like Black Malkin just mentioned. You cannot be detected and still kill people. You can also not be detected and still non-lethal people. But that's why I always keep mentioning ghosting as its own category over here, because ghosting is the only thing that doesn't really blend with the others. You can't knock someone out, or you can't be detected in any manner, and you're trying very hard not to kill people when you're ghosting. Like, that's the whole goal of that. And then, of course, there's perfect ghosting, which is what I love doing and very rarely accomplish. Yeah, this isn't like Metal Gear Solid 3. I know. Weird to positively speak about a Metal Gear Solid game as far as stealth goes. But in Metal Gear Solid 3, you've got a tap on the radio, so when an alert goes out, you know it immediately. I mean, it shows up with a little thing on the top, but it's an immediate whoop. But I do think they should have subdivided ghosts. I do. Because, yeah, there's ghosting. Never alert, no bodies found, never detected. And then there's perfect ghosting, leave it the way it came, which would essentially involve no bodies whatsoever, so no non-lethaling. And, if you wanted to be really mean, like, make sure that the state of things isn't the same, like, say, doors that you open have to then be closed, which, if you'll notice, I was doing on habit a couple of times there. But again, that's what I was talking about yesterday. There's a gradient to ghosting. Yeah, shadow kill. Yeah. So the way it works, Malin, 86 Malin, is, yeah, so it's an editable document. You put in your name in the far left column, right, for the name column. You put your guess for what you think the golden number will be for this game. And then for the third column, you put what you want that to go towards, assuming you win. Holy crap, Giga. And I didn't think she could voice act. And so, like, for example, when we finally tally up the score, you might not be here. So rather than waiting around for you to show up again, which may never happen, and that's actually already been a problem, you just put your intended target, if you win, immediately, right? And that's it. That's all there is to it. Sorry, so one other thing that occurred to me last night, this is one of the first games we've covered where we get to actually showcase something I've been talking about for a while. Not the first, but one of the first. I'm going to go ahead I'm going to put this in the highlight reel here, because this is something worth talking about. So, the way the system works is we can give up to 3 positives for a single thing, right? Except, that sounds like we can give up to... Some people have interpreted that as we can give up to 3 things per category, but that's not how it works. And the problem is, most things can be zoomed in substantially. So let me use the direct example that's come up right here. Level. Okay, here's a good level. So we can only give 3 positives to the level, right? No, because there are several things that make up a level. There's the terrain design, there's the enemy placement, there's the item placement, there's subquests within the level, there's routes through the level, there's enemy, the actual enemy design of the level, enemy encounter formations of the level, what boss the level has, if any. You get the idea. All of these things make up what is technically an aggregate. This is one of the reasons we don't really use aggregates anymore. It's because we actually do use aggregates constantly. We just don't call them that anymore. But if I give a plus to level, that's an aggregate positive. Make sense? So I was thinking about this because these levels, some of the levels in this game, are sufficiently good that we can finally zoom in further and give individual pluses for individual aspects of the levels. This is, of course, immediately relevant for the level we're about to do. Because you get the idea. Okay, so that's there, that's there. I've already done that. Which means I'm going to go and update the hood. What are we up to? Nah, Giga did it. Or maybe she didn't. We'll find out. Okay. So I already mentioned those guys suck. The reason they suck is because if you're doing a ghosting playthrough, which is the only way I've played through this game, they suck. Those suckers over there, they have good vision. So, you know, obviously you don't want to be detected. That sucks. And you don't really have any non-lethal ways to deal with them that I'm aware of. Feel free to correct me on this. So these guys... Now, if you don't care about ghosting, and you don't care about not being detected, then you have tools at your disposal. But, you know. Now that's interesting. I sort of figured that would actually work. Worst level in a stealth game I've ever seen? Probably Metal Gear Solid. Interesting. So apparently we cannot non-lethal them. I did not actually know that. I wonder if this works. We're just going to play around for a little bit. Nope, that just staggers them for a second. Oh no, it's getting rid of some of their armor. Where's our incendiary buttons? Oh, there. Oh, that was strange. What? Yeah, we're dead. Oh, sorry. You gotta point that stuff out to me, Evo. I regularly listen to multiple songs at a time. So I tend to not notice that kind of thing. See, I'm not familiar with how to deal with these in any way other than just avoidance, so forgive me for just screwing around a bit as I try to figure out what we can do to them.
Attention citizens, please clear the streets. This area is restricted to invited guests.
We've got whale oil we could throw at them, maybe?
Unauthorized intruders will be expelled or apprehended on...
That's true, they got a tank on their back. Get behind them. Look at that vision. Did you see that? Do you see how far away you saw me? Good God. Let me try something. Just curious about. Well, okay. Yeah, no, these were just the bane of my existence. Oh my god. At least trying to not be detected by them. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bravewood.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
That's one of the reasons why sound design is so important for a game like this, Blade to All, and why I will continue to praise Thief, despite some of its other issues, for sound design. It's also one of the reasons a lot of games like this tend to rely on the detective vision mode. When I say rely on, I mean rely on. Oh no, I'm with you, Blade. I'm not arguing. I just pointed out. Don't kill me, Blade Taval. Okay. Let's see how this works out. I don't really celebrate my birthday. Not yet. But I do think birthdays in general are one of the better holidays that exist. Yeah, no kidding, Jay Palmer. Like, that was 4 direct shots. There was actually 5 shots, but I missed once. Then deal with the Weepers.
Maddie, don't chase after that. You don't know what's in those buildings.
No place is safe anymore. I don't understand what's happened to this city.
All right, I won't be catching this rat bastard.
We're meant to guess. Another of their eccentric fancies. I suppose we've no choice but to play.
It's going to be brilliant.
It's going to be inexpressibly tiresome.
If you're not going to have fun, maybe you should go home.
I'll struggle on once we locate the wine.
Harold takes pride in being difficult.
As much as you take in being easy.
Shall we go in?
Emma insisted we meet her out by the curb.
Well, I'm going to catch plague and die waiting out here.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Why don't you wait here, as any gentleman would, and we'll go inside and make nasty remarks about Emma's style. Or lack of it.
Well, we know I'm no gentleman, so you might as well make them here.
You have to feel sorry for her. She's only here to ask for a handout.
She must be desperate. When have the Boyles ever given anything away? Maybe she hopes she'll win the game. Life is so boring. I'd die without gossip.
We'll probably die anyway, waiting for Emma.
I'll drink to that.
Which part?
Any of it. Damn, I want some wine.
Thank you, Ranzada. Always appreciate. I will jot that down for the dealer's choice. Send us food, not bullets. Boy, that's a loaded sentence, isn't it? So let's see. It looks like we could go in there if we got the key. Which of course we do not have. I know there's another way over there to get in, too.
Are you looking forward to the party?
Of course.
Oh, that's an awful mask. Where can I get one?
Yeah, your mask is extremely ugly, ma'am.
Pendleton? Is that you?
Of course.
Invitation, please.
There you go.
Right this way, sir.
I heard that Ect actually goes out of his way to push every puppy he sees out of pure spite.
Look at that mask. Sick bastard.
Thanks.
Another party game. Oh my, that's wicked. Who made that mask for you? It's exactly like the wanted posters.
That's going to cast a pall over the whole evening. I think I'm starting to enjoy myself.
Welcome to the Boyle estate.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here, really. Stupid people, you know.
Yes?
Excuse me, are you Lord Shaw?
Pendleton? What's he got to say to me? Pendleton is a gutless, lying sack of shit. I hope he's paying you well for this. It's damn cold tonight. Hurry up, and let's see what you're made of.
Be it noted that Lord Pendleton's representative has a pistol. You may proceed. A contest of honor will take place between this anonymous gentleman acting for the challenger, Lord Trevor Pendleton, and Lord Shaw, the challenged party. You will each turn and proceed to the marked positions and remain facing away from each other as I count down from 3. You may then turn and fire
Get
at will.
on with it. I'll kill this fool and we can all go back inside.
Sorry, my lord. We shall proceed.
Listen, there's rules to duels. Where's the other? There it is.
Stop. Stand right there.
I am standing here.
3, 2, 1.
And that's another patron dead. What do we do now?
It's lucky we're in demand. I hear the Estermonts pay top coin. No use trying them tonight. Let's see if we can find a little brandy. Let the Boyles clean up the mess.
Things are bad. Could the city get any worse?
Never doubt it.
Yeah, never say that. Never say that.
The party's indoors this time.
Oh, thank you. Wait, I'm being polite. See, that's my problem. It's so effortless to be polite, and I'm supposed to be playing someone who's an aristocrat. So I should be like, I know where the party is, thank you. Yes, hello. Your mask is positively dreadful.
Hello. The Boyles hope you have a wonderful time tonight.
Well, I sincerely... Okay, no, we're done. I can't do that. I can't do that. God. Nope, aristocrats have to be Rule 0 violators to a number!
Careful. We tried for a peek upstairs, and the man on duty is an ass.
I should have taught him some manners. This party is a sham.
I'm sure he's just doing his job. A party like this, anyone might have crept in.
Excuse me, my cousin is a marquis.
Of course I don't mean you, but people are desperate, and the Boyles are awfully wealthy these days.
Nonsense. Waverly just hires officers from the Watch to impress people.
Your obsession with the Boyle women. Will it never end?
Yes, Lord Heremont. Just dying to me too. Signed the guest book. Corvero Atano. So we've got one of those jackasses. And a lot of people and a lot of... Does nobody think about the people who have to clean up all this crap?
Did you hear about Mrs. Brimsley?
We're making such a mess.
What is it now?
She had her jobber pick up a boy in the street, barely 16 years old. No family left.
I thought her interests were confined to her family.
I think she ran out of family a while ago.
What's it all about? And how do you know this?
My servants heard it from hers, naturally. They were sexual rights, I can only assume. Or else, I heard she bathed in her own nephew's blood.
Ridiculous. What sort of hygiene is that?
It's a ritual for the outsider, to keep them safe.
Emma, you could get her sent to the Abbey.
Nobody that rich gets sent anywhere they don't want. The Brimsleys made an awful lot of money this past century. Makes you wonder if those rituals work.
What happened to the boy?
I hear he enjoyed himself very much. For a while.
What can I get for you?
Nothing, apparently.
Nice.
Don't know if I agree.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight?
White, black, red. There has to be a clue upstairs as to who's who.
So let's get this out of the way. There's a lot of permutations of how to do this stage. That's why it's such a damn good stage. It's a little bit... So I mentioned earlier it's randomized. It kind of has to be, otherwise you'd always know it's blue. No, I know, Black Malkin. So you have to pick which one is which. And... Well, no, actually, I shouldn't say that. You don't have to do anything. You can deduce which one is which. You can also kind of work your way down the list, both non-lethally and lethally. And also, there's one of them you can go after and lead them to a fate worse than death. So, like I said, there's... And these aren't... Nothing I just said is mutually exclusive. There's actually multiple ways to go through this. You can also literally just kill everyone in the party. And I mean everybody. Or, you can ghost it. This is... There's a lot of ways through this, like I said.
Welcome to my party. I don't believe you've had the pleasure.
Oh, fuck! Disgusting!
Lady.
Nasty little filth.
I trust you're behaving yourself.
Of course, Miss Black.
Doing all right there? Good evening. Oh, nasty rat. Get away.
Also,
Filthy creature. Doing all right there?
rats getting in. Now, they're from a gameplay perspective, they're primarily there so you can do the possession thing and use them to go through the ducts.
Oh, fuck. Disgusting!
But it's also a storytelling point in how even the nicest, fanciest...
The Wall of Light is a gift from the Lord Regent, designed to keep his good friends safe. I doubt you qualify.
Thank you for the warning. Oh, politeness. Keep doing that. But yeah, for all their money, for all their wealth and opulence, and the fact that it's literally raining, it's doing fireworks and it's raining confetti, can't keep the plague out. Who hasn't read The Mask of the Red Death? That was required reading in like 3rd grade.
What a deliciously sinful mask.
Mask of the Red Death. It's an old story.
Welcome to the Boyle estate.
Has anybody... You haven't read... Okay, fair enough. I grew up in the States. Here in the States, reading... I suddenly can't think of his damn name, but his works... Edgar Allan Poe. Is mandatory. Like, before we even got to high school.
You, a gentleman?
I'll have you know I'm as gentle as I need to be in any given situation. As I think I've...
Okay, that's an inventive mask.
There's a great deal I could offer you.
Don't be silly. The rumors say the Boyles practically own your estate.
What if I said I could get you out of the city, away from all this, to Serkonos or further?
I don't believe you, but if you're telling the truth, we should talk further, but not here.
Excuse me.
Oh, leave him be. It's a party.
This is a private conversation.
It's a party. It's called mingling.
Mingle all you want, then. We'll speak later.
I'll find you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Word of advice, stop thinking with your dick.
Come and entertain me.
I trust you are on the guest list, sir.
Of course, Miss Red.
You're a scandal in that mask. I like a man with poor judgment. Would you get me a drink? I'd be so grateful.
I should cut them out entirely. All of them.
Go ahead, help yourself. I take everything I can carry. They'll never miss it.
I mean, she's right.
Leaving the city during the Fugue Feast this year? No.
Let's find her a drink. Where's a maidservant? Woman! And/or bands. I mean, I agree, Savacom. That's not good. There. Booze.
Welcome to the Boyle estate.
I require booze. Oh my god, they're confetti cannons. Pinky!
But I'd swear the Renhaven River was lower yesterday than it's ever been. Right,
You should see this as an opportunity.
To what? Learn.
Go ahead, take it. Everyone does. I had a servant sew me an extra pocket.
Indeed.
Halfway.
Nobody cares about you stealing. It's great. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. Some people care. Ah, yes.
Hello, sir.
No, I...
Oh.
Please.
What can I get for you?
Go right
Can
ahead.
I get some...
Let your family starve.
What can
Sell your
anything
wife
need,
into
sir?
prostitution. I'm sure I can get you a good price.
You son of a bitch.
There's the old firing spirit. Things are changing too fast to give up just yet. First that nasty mess with the Empress, now the High Overseer's gone. Parliament is shifting. The whole city's turning upside down.
If we only had a good war to get into.
There you are. Although at this stage, I don't know who we could beat.
But don't you see, we don't need to win a war, only lose it. Everything's revalued, and we let the conquerors worry about the problems.
Interesting. I'll be informing the Lord Regent of your ideas in the morning.
You don't mean...
So... I don't want to overpraise, but DirectD is the greatest person ever. So first of all, thank you, Sean. I'll put that towards the best game ever made, Mass Effect 2. Let's see here. Stray, Spider-Man, PS4, PC. Coffee, Savacom. Coffee always wins. You know that. And Red Dead Redemption. Yep, we're doing Mass Effect 2 again. It's actually only the second time. We're doing it right now. It's actually the next game we're streaming. We're just going to stream. I'm going to become a typical streamer and do nothing but stream one game over and over and over. Dragon Age block. Zelda block. BRPG. BRPG block. There we go. Thank you, DirectD. I do appreciate you very much. Thank you. Mass Effect 2, I think, is actually our second highest rated game ever at the moment. I don't know, it's on the website. I don't know how to explain this properly, but I know it's weird. Like, did you know? It's extraordinarily rare. How do I explain this? Something I tend to notice is there's a fairly basic... Oh, it's not a fourth, excuse me. There's a fairly basic difference between simple writing and complex writing. And I point that out. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I read all my comments. I'm just poking fun. complex writing usually takes into account more nuanced takes or more steps, more layers behind an idea. A simple idea is, let's start a war to try and revitalize the economy. Now, the reason that's a simple idea is because there's no depth to it. You can expand depth into it, but the idea I just gave you is a simple idea. War, economy. Not Metal Gear Solid 4, you know what I mean. War, period, economy, period. A complex idea would be, let's try to do this and actually, you know, okay, of course I can't do a complex idea on the fly because of the very nature of a complex idea. I would have to sit down and take time and effort and work into describing the specific steps. For example, why don't we go ahead and start a war against someone else somewhere within the course of the isles that we live in, and in the doing, deliberately lose that war, probably by turncoating, feeding information to the enemy, etc., and then willingly vote for surrender. Why? Because now it's their problem. This is something that's actually happened in real life. This is a real concept. Because obviously, you know, the nation suffers for that, and the people of the nation suffer for that. But there are certain individuals who tend to profit from that, especially since most conquering powers, especially in this type of era that we're in, the Victorian era right now, tend to conquer and then leave most of the, let's call them what they are, the middle management in place. So the middle management is the most to benefit from that situation. And that's what we just heard them talking about. And I don't want to overpraise, but I mention this because if we're being completely honest with ourselves, most of the writing in this game is actually surface level, as it is in most games ever. And so it's kind of rare to see something where there's actually a little bit more nuanced take on something, even if it's just a random throwaway conversation between two NPCs at a frickin' ball.
Another drink, Byron. They don't serve cocktails in Coleridge Prison.
I was only talking, thinking aloud.
As was I, Byron. Now drink up.
Oh yes, happy March.
I know your mission tonight. We must speak. Privately.
Sure thing. Hi, 04012. I2. That's an I, not a 1. Hi.
I'm a friend of Pendleton's, and I've done a few favors for your cause. I know your purpose here tonight. And, how to say this, your target is the woman I love. I swear that if you'll bring her to me unharmed, you will never hear of her again. There's a cellar directly below the kitchen. I'll wait for you there. I'm not proud of this, but surely it's better than seeing her killed. Her name is Esma. I won't harm her, I swear. I'm a man of means. Just bring her to the cellar, and I will keep her safe with me. Forever.
Where she will never come to harm. Yeah, doubt. Press X to doubt.
Evening, sir.
What's funny, I talked about this in the Rumination, which was 6 years ago at this point. I talked about this Rumination. I love this game, and there's a lot of things, talking points about it, but what I absolutely love, in a sarcastic way, is this single point is the only thing anybody can ever talk about with regards to this game.
Oh, there you are.
Like, you go looking stuff up.
I love that mark on the back of your hand.
Like you go looking up information, or you find a conversation about it, and it almost always comes down to, oh my god, horrible fate. And yeah, it's actually doubly funny, because if you are familiar with this, you'll know that Arcane themselves backed off of how horrible this is. In fact, Dishonored 2 is in general less squick than Dishonored 1. And I will freely admit that's part of why I enjoy Dishonored 2 more than Dishonored 1. So they backed away from some of the more horrific aspects of the thing. This is a common thing, by the way. I can name a dozen or so, except for the damn insects, I can name a dozen or so games or shows or movies or books where there's like one thing, and that one thing is the thing that everybody talks about. Wait, really, Roman Cure? Holy crap. Disagree with what act? Oh, yeah, okay. Chickens. Oh, God. Wow, that's... I wonder why, Roman Cure. Like, that would be the question for me. Because there's a lot of reasons you can quit a job. Not being replaced? That makes perfect sense. I don't know if you were paying attention to the specific negatives I gave that game, Roman Cure, but several of them were for things like dialogue and character. Because there were some... Hello. And goodbye. Were for writing. Because...
Please move along.
I knew that one, Roman Cure. That was the common talking point for Below Zero. Like I was saying, there's always one common talking point. Is it sad that I'm more impressed with the wave than with the whale? Yeah, I know. It's if you ever needed, there's two things in the main hall that help do visual storytelling. In fact, this might actually be one of the first straight up visual storytelling individual positives we give this game. The rat and the freaking disintegrator field, which is right next to a bunch of drunk, apathetic guests. What's the name of this level? It's the Boyles or something like that. Or is it just the Boyle Ball? God dang it. They all have names and I can't remember any of them. Dishonored missions. Hang on. Boyle Estate. Nope, actually it's called Lady Boyle's Last Party. There we go. Yeah, no kidding, Dakota. I wonder if you could just, like, accidentally bump into someone and they go into it. Hang on. Save. What? I need assistance. I just want to know. Nope. Doesn't kill her. I was curious. So, we've already had several people mention going upstairs, several people mentioning the hint is upstairs, yada yada yada. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some completely random party guest here. What the? God damn it.
I'll find you.
See, now I want to know if you can throw a random party guest in, if it does anything. What if I throw you in? Here, come here, come here.
Help me! Go for the alarm, now!
I'm guessing no, because he just walked through without issue. Why is it pushing me? Okay, so the guards are attuned.
You remember.
The nobles are attuned.
Good evening. Doing all right there? Welcome to the party.
Damn it. Of course, there's no guests, like, anywhere nearby. Whatever, let's go get her some frickin' booze, shall we?
What most people don't remember is, the rats came a half a year before the Empress died. And the plague, too.
Are you sure? That's not how I remember it.
If something caused this, it's not the Empress's passing. That's what they want you to think.
Watch what you're saying.
I say nothing against the Lord Regent. He's the only one holding this together. He'll make us great again.
Some of us will be great. The Boyles, at least.
Now. It's just luck they found crystals on their land. And that we can't make the rat lights without them.
And we can't get rid of the rats. Rat lights and whale oil.
Doing all right there?
That's all we live for now.
We found out what the whales could do when it made us an empire. This is the beginning of a golden
By the outside.
age.
Do you know they've dug down and found the ruins of another city under this one? Before the Empress died, before the Overseers, before anything. I bet they thought they were in a golden age, too.
You need another drink, friend.
No, is this gross? I'm gonna take all this food, though. Yeah, to my knowledge, they've never really delved into the previous society that was here.
Lord Brisby has arrived.
Delightful.
Welcome to the Boyle estate.
Is that a dog?
You saw him too? An unfortunate
all right
lapse
there.
of taste.
Right.
Welcome to the party.
What did she expect? I told her they were trash.
Yeah, that food does not look good on any level.
Thank you so much. Now, how can I thank you? Are you playing Lady Boyle's guessing game? Well, I know for a fact that Waverly's in black tonight. In mourning for her reputation, I expect. Additionally, that he is in red.
Well. Yeah, white it is today. You know, so I mentioned the random thing. You notice those lines she just said were separately recorded WAV files that could be mixed and matched in order to give across which one she actually is. Some details like that. No, Ganos. In fact, I don't even remember mentioning a Dishonored rewrite, but if I did, I haven't put any thought into it whatsoever. Sorry. Moths are cool, but then again, I played Grounded, so, you know. Of course I signed the guest. Who wouldn't sign the guest book? I mean, there's a fairly large list of suggestions for rewrites that I honestly have barely looked at. That's the whole point of that channel, is people can just suggest random things for a rewrite, and I either allow it and add it to the list, or don't, and don't. The only things I've actually put thought into are the Final Fantasies, Battletech, obviously, Star Trek, Star Wars, and Warcraft. And Diablo, of course.
No.
So many choices tonight.
Let's do this.
Shall I pick?
It's a very large list.
You think the high over... Theo woke up.
I don't understand the question, Act. Damn, I have no runes right now. I don't actually have possession. Well.
That would be such a bore.
Lufia rewrite. Well, that's easy. First, we have to canonize Lufia 3. And the Lufia remake, obviously. So, Maxim's going to be like this biker dude, right? Pokemon rewrites? I think it's on the list. I don't know. I don't know the list. Other than the list I just gave you, which is the ones I've put thought into. I don't know the list. You'll have to look at the list. I'm just curious. That's spend time, which is not what I meant to do. Oh well. You're dead. No, that's actually not what I meant to do. Yep, it's time to rewrite Lufia. I mean, honestly, if I was to rewrite Lufia, we'd probably canonize your ending. Because, you know. Hang on, we gotta kill her in the face. Custom kill animation. So that's the custom kill animation. Oh yeah, I'd bring Pokemon way down in tier. In a way that, frankly, the game's already substantiates, so it's not a big deal. There's nobody in this room right now. Okay, now there's someone in this room. they apparently assume it's me. That's what I figured. I was curious. Much faster, Trihexia. You probably don't remember our Dishonored 2 run, but we spent several days going through Dishonored 2. Stealthy, you know, ghosting. Then we spent a couple of hours killing our way through. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the way the game is coded, there's no way to avoid that. Like, here, watch. See? It's just, they are aggroed, and there's only one person they can be aggroed to, and that's us. So it doesn't matter. Oh, thank you, Ciela. Very much. Always.
Welcome to the Boyle estate. I wonder...
Beef 1! You got it. Can I just say, and I'm not trying to slant or anything, but I'm a little surprised nobody's been donating towards Dishonored 2 the last couple of days. Thief 1. There we go. My possession is rank 0. That's what I thought. Whoop, wrong button. Wrong button. Sorry, playing the wrong game. See, 2 is better in every way in my mind, which is why apparently I'm the only one who thinks that way? I didn't know. No. There you go. Worst writing in a game I've seen? Well, I've played Secret of the Stars. Come on. Did it not? Who the hell are you?
I am in need of a alarm.
Who's that rando? Which now she's doing something different than she did last time. Oh, whatever.
I demand that you reveal yourself.
Whatever. I tried to be clever and some rando walked in. And, you know, died. As randos tend to do. That's gonna suck. But we do have an option available to us. No, I don't like selling women into sexual slavery, Alex. I know that's strange to me. Damn it! Almost made that. Okay. This is a new problem. Nothing to see here, officer. Nothing to see. Do you mind? Be a little more efficient about our movement. See if we can make that this time.
I hope you enjoyed your evening, sir. But we'd best be on our way. Quickly.
The best part is they'd never find any pieces of me, because I'd just be eaten by the fish. They'd be like, where did the killer go? And they never find me. And they'll assume I got away. 3 hostiles killed, 1 civilian killed, 1 alarm run, 3 bodies found. Got hardly any of the movie. Money. We did sign the ledger. And we defeated Lord Shaw. But yes, excellent, excellent mission. Easily the best mission in the game. Lots of ways through it. Most of them aren't even mutually exclusive. I was wondering who the civilian I killed is, but whatever. Yeah, we're going to drop a brickwork on that one, too. That's the only thing I was looking up. I tried not to spoil myself, so I literally looked up spiders, Rain World, and that's all I found. So, no. Couldn't even tell you the genre off the top of my head. I mean, it looks platformy, but that doesn't mean anything. A lot of different types of platform games. Did the spiders in Harry 2 bother me? Yeah. Yeah, they did. I've never rewatched that movie, and I never will at this point. But also because of the spiders. There's a scene in my favorite movies of all time, which is Return of the King, that I've only watched twice in my entire life. Once when it first came out, and once for the rumination.
Pendleton said he would beat us here.
Oh no, we already vetoed Hogwarts Legacy.
Losing family gives a man a thirst.
And yeah, Shelob. Shelob is nope. Sorry, Tim. I apologize. Sure, Black Malkin. That okay, yeah, we'll do that. If I can remember how to. A very unlikely Triaxia. I would say roughly a 0% chance. Is it over here? Ah, here we go. Show. I guess objective pop-ups? That doesn't sound right, though. Contextual icons, maybe? Like, usually it's quest marker or something like that. Objective markers. Oh, there it is. God, didn't even see that. I am blind today, which does not bode well for being able to get through this game without them.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The masked criminal is believed to be hiding in a
I trust you enjoyed the Boyle's hospitality. Lord Pendleton is anxious to see you. I think he is taking his morning refreshment.
Evacuated buildings.
Masked man, this is for you. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. There's a package next to your bed and a note from the one who wanted you to have it. Wherever you are, I must thank you for sparing at least part of my family. We all have enemies, certainly we Boyle women. In a way, you've done me a favor, so you deserve a reward. I've passed this along from one of my servants to another who knows another, to yours. May we never cross paths again. I'm not planning for anything, Gnos. I'm not trying for high chaos or low chaos, I'm just playing the game. We did a very low chaos, we did a ghost playthrough last time. So, we're trying out different things.
Hello, love.
Hi, where's Pendleton?
That is not the vintage I asked for, you half-wit ox. No matter, just set it down. Leave both bottles and get out. I'm trying to write my memoirs.
Well, you're failing at it. Congrats. I'm gonna go with no, Sean. We already have plenty of shows in the Streaminations list. And a show I've never even heard of that's not even a show is something I'm very hesitant to accept. Lord Pendleton is furious about losing the most recent vote at Parliament. Oh, sorry, the Lord Regent, is furious about losing the most recent vote at Parliament. He was counting on support of the Pendleton family and expected limited resistance. Just as you said it would, losing the Pendleton voting bloc has really slowed him down. Since the Lord Regent's defense budget failed as well, he's getting desperate financially. It seems most of the coin he's been using to keep the City Watch going is coming from a close ally. We suspect it's a noble one who is perhaps his mistress. I'll try to dig up more info. As we know, the Watch doesn't get paid in coin and elixir, the loyalty will crumble. Dunwall Tower.
The plague has all but stopped shipping, except for a few whaleboats. Miserable conditions right now, I'd imagine.
Cool.
Blood's been flowing in the streets. The storm drains are running red. No point in holding back now, huh?
I would veto that immediately, Mr. Red. I'm just gonna let you know. I am familiar with that. No.
You did it. And now we've done away with a woman, and a noble woman at that. But Boyle was a viper. She helped the Lord Regent kill the Empress. So I don't feel a thing for her.
Personally, I heard you upheld my name in a rather spectacular style and at some risk to yourself. I want to thank you for it. This little item has been helpful to my family over the generations. But I think you'll find more use for it than I ever will. Go on. Take it.
You've had a long night, Corvo, but I fear it's not over. Havelock and Martin have already cooked up something more for you. They would like to see you now, in Havelock's chambers above the bar.
Sure. I'm quite capable of analyzing humor, even humor I actively do not find funny.
You are required.
But I find no point and purpose in trying to do that.
members of the City Watch,
especially compared to all the other shows we could be analyzing instead.
Lord Regent's authority.
You have to understand, any streamination, especially at this point, is a zero-sum game. Any show we cover is a show we're not covering. So, I'm not sure how exactly you would be capable of convincing me to cover a show of humor that I do not enjoy, that is rather crude in several ways, that just isn't my thing, which leans very heavily into meme territory, which is also not my thing, rather than covering a show that I could actually discuss or talk about. I guarantee you every single streamination would boil down to. So, here's the types of humor they were using in this particular episode. We have some referential humor, and then we've got this thing, which is a boomerang joke going into this and this. And after about 5 minutes of discussing that, I'd cut off the VOD, because I'd be done.
Corvo, the time has come. Everything we have done, everything that you have done, has served to make this moment possible.
The Lord Regent is exposed, Corvo. Vulnerable. And now everything is in place to strike at him. We're one step from the throne.
One man, one beating heart, is all that's left of the forces that brought this city to the brink of ruin.
It is simple, but it will be far from easy. The Lord Regent's paranoia has reached an all-time high. He has lost the support of the Overseers, the Parliament, his financial base, and he's lost Sokolov, who made his security technology. So at Dunwall Tower, he has consolidated every remaining loyal man around him.
He knows something is coming. He knows you are coming. And everything depends on him being correct. Piero will help you prepare. Then Samuel will take you close to the tower, near the waterlock. Last time you were there was the horrible day that all of this started. Now you will go there and end it. Good luck, Corvo.
I'm not sure what else we could say, other than our hopes are riding on you.
Yeah, sure. Alright, final mission time.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. If you notice suspicious lights or sounds emanating from evacuated buildings, please bring this to the attention of the City Watch.
Now, you know what? I'm sure we could... Okay, let me walk this back a bit, because I'm sure a lot of people really like DBZ Abridged, and I don't want to sound negative towards it. I'm sure it's an awesome show for you. It's not an awesome show for me. I don't want to cover a show that's not awesome for me right now. That's it. That's the answer. That's the truth. The end. If you suggested that show I hate, I can't think of the name of all of a sudden, I would veto that for the exact same reason.
Hello, sir.
Rick and Morty. That's it. If you suggested Rick and Morty, I would just immediately slap down. No. Absolutely not. No.
Do you need me to build something for you? I can make anything. Practically.
Again, no offense to anybody who likes Rick and Morty. I actually know several people who really like Rick and Morty, including most of my close friends. So, again, there's no... I'm not trying to sound like you should hate Rick and Morty or that it's a bad show. But absolutely not. Yeah, Emperor had a TTS device. Another perfect example of a show that I'd just be like, no. If you call it a show. I suppose I could call it a show. We'll call it a show. You might like it, Mr. Red. Mr. Red also suggested a show about... let's say... I'm trying to put this as nicely as possible. A bunch of puppets who are like, let's have creative time. We're going to go make something. Yay. Then they make a cake out of organs. And I'm going to stop there. Because that's the type of show it was. So you might like Rick and Morty. Yeah, don't... Thank you. I couldn't think of the name. Don't hug me. I'm scared. So I'm debating. Yeah, very surreal, which I obviously have never liked surrealism. Very gross, which I've never liked gross. And I didn't find it funny, which I, you know, it's like, well, that sucked. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Frambo, actually. That's a good comparison. That was just the first episode. I only looked into the first episode for obvious reasons. That was as far as I needed to go. I appreciate and enjoy that lots of people enjoy different things than me. If everybody enjoyed things I enjoyed, we'd have a very boring world. But by the same exact point, I would expect, and I do mean the word expect, the same level of respect in return. Not my thing. No, thank you. And yeah, we actually vetoed Alice in Wonderland, I'm pretty sure. Because it's horror. Like I said, at this point, we're just kind of when it comes to horror. I think there's like 2 exceptions, and even those are in the gray area. What do you think? Should I get reload? I know the missions we're about to do. Excuse me, mission we're about to do. Is there any kind of humor that really works for me? I do like boomerang jokes. So what a boomerang joke is, of course I don't have an example on the top of my head, but a boomerang joke is, oh, I hate Requiem the Dream. Oh my god, I despise that movie. Oh god, I hate that movie, like, violently. Ugh. Okay, so, boomerang joke is, you throw it out, and then it just sits there for a while. And then it comes back almost always in an unrelated way. It's the return itself that actually forms the humor. I myself am actually rather fond of boomerang jokes. In fact, I've said several. It's a form of... It's a short-form referential humor, is what it is. Because referential humor primarily works by not explaining it. And by trying to be as precise about how you make it work with the reference. For example, if I just randomly say, Croatia, right now, that's not really funny, because it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. But let's say that I'm in the middle of a completely unrelated game, and we pull some weird physics crap and get over something we shouldn't. Then I say, Croatia, because I have slotted it in properly. That reference works, even though that's a reference from back here. So a boomerang joke is very similar in construction, just much more short form, right? Anyways. For more discussions on humor, see my MLP series. No, really, we actually discussed it a bit there. Normally I'd say go watch my Spaceballs rumination, but don't, because that was actually the very beginning of me analyzing humor, and it was kind of a crappy rumination. In fact, I should go delete it at some point. What show on the Streaminations books am I looking forward to? Hang on. It's a good question. So let's pull up the Streaminations really quick. So I'm actually interested in a lot of these shows, so I don't want to sound like I'm not. But the show I most want to cover, that I see on the Streaminations list, funded or not, is Voyager.
Ready to face the Lord Regent? About time we took care of my say. Long past time.
Yeah, we're not finding a lot of the money. Probably because we're not ghosting. I mean, all my ruminations suck. Like, well, we know that.
This is it, Corvo. Your last memories of Dunwall Tower might not be good ones, huh? So maybe you could make up for what happened back then. It'll be a bit of a climb from the waterlock.
So yeah, a bit of deja vu here.
The Lord Regent built himself quite a place at the top of the tower. Calls it his safe room or something. Crazy if you ask me. Another point of interest while I'm giving you the grand tour, Corvo. broadcast control station here where all them announcements come from? Might be worth looking into. You ready? Next time I see you, the Lord Regent will be dead. And if not, well, it was an honor to serve with you.
You're on, Samuel. No, specifically the reason I am interested in redoing Voyager, and it is redoing, let's be very clear about that, is because Voyager was my tutorial for covering things. It was the first Ruminations, the very first. Everything before that was kind of its own separate thing. So the very concept and the very format of the show started with Voyager, and I was still learning what I was doing. So they're old and they're terrible. As old and terrible things tend to be. No, Babylon 5, I knew what I was doing by then. Babylon 5's fine.
City, or flames consume it. Dunwall Tower will be the last to fall. The Lord Regent resides here, as do those who await their turn with the executioner.
Conducts all his
business
and takes all his meals in his safe room.
He eats way up there, on the roof? Don't he get dizzy stomach?
He doesn't eat.
I'll get this around.
That's mean. That's mean.
Where are you? Guard!
Yeah, you know how to use the keyhole, right? No? Well, you know.
For the man who this one.
Where am I? Where am I?
Take out his leg.
Anyways, let's just redo that.
If the plague were to take the entire city, or flames consume it, Dunwall Tower would be the last to fall. The Lord Regent resides here, as do those who await their turn with the executioner, though their departments differ. He walks the floor, careful to touch each stone only once, counted. He cannot purge his mind with thoughts. Dunwall Tower is not so tall that it can rise above the stench of death. We have both been here before. Listen, I can hear every thought. If the plague were to take the entire city, or flames consume it, Dunwall Tower would be the last to fall.
The Lord Regent conducts all his business, all his meals in his safe room.
He eats way up there, on the roof? Don't he get dizzy stomach?
He doesn't eat while looking over the edge, dimwit. Though he has been known to take in the view now and again.
Oh, sure, I get you. I've taken the view in once in a while myself, when no one's looking. Who don't?
What?
See you around, Magister. Good fortune on the job interview. Or else. Really? Act? No, I didn't.
Attention Dunwall Tower personnel. All new assignments report directly to the duty officer.
I've never actually done well in an interview, I think, in my entire life.
Stupid goddamn.
I usually stumble into jobs. Hey, Evo. Thank you for being a part of the show, and not just because of your amazing drawings. I'll put that towards Overlord 1. So let me ask y'all something, real question. Well, nah, let's not, never mind. Change my mind. Let's just do this. Alright, so, one train is going one way at 15 miles an hour. The other train's going the other way at 15 kilometers per hour. One of them leaves at 3:15 p.m. and the other one leaves at 7:18 p.m. At what point in time do the two trains cross? Ironically, Tim's answer is the correct answer. I specifically didn't give you one piece of information. The distance. So the answer is need more information. That's a valid mathematical answer, too. I forget what it's called. I can never think of what that term is, but there is a term for that. It's do not have enough information to solve. X plus Y equals 5. Solve for X. You can't. Not enough info. So this is one of my favorite tricks when it comes to using blank. Probably my favorite trick for blank, if I'm being honest. Yeah, no, it's valuable. Sometimes you... yeah, but that's not... Still not answering, Lord Harriman, but neither way. Actually, there are a couple countries that use both miles per hour and kilometers per hour. I lost my train of thought. Learning to understand that you don't know something and learning how to lose, and I'm saying this as a legitimate statement, were two of the best lessons I ever learned in real life. In my real life. How far back is this? Oh my god. Okay. Just get along with them? I don't think Stark would get along with any of them. Strange, maybe. He's pretty affable.
Attention Dunwall Tower personnel. All new assignments report directly to the duty officer.
I agree, Black Malkin. My own sister, who is a teacher, And I have had discussions about using games as learning tools, and stuff like that is part of that. Shoot. Oh, this is bad.
What was that?
What? Okay. Why didn't that work? Damn it. I mean, everybody looks better than Zigan Glagovic. Glingerfatch Clargorn. Or, what are the other ones I've heard? Raffleflash Splottleby. There we go, there's one.
Attention Dunwall Tower personnel. All new assignments report directly to the duty officer.
The problem is most people who are making edutainment games aren't trying to make a good game. That's the problem. They're trying to make a crap game on a cheap budget and probably don't actually know about things like game design. It's very rare that you actually reach out to a legitimate, you know, game developer who knows what they're doing and say, hey, can you make a game about teaching X, Y, or Z? Whoops. I mean, I don't agree with that, Sovicon, but that's what I'm considering all video games ever made, ever. I think there's no reason we can't get something like the Discovery Tour mode in something, you know, a little bit... other than Discovery Tour mode. I don't know how else to put that. I think we could get another Discovery Tour mode. And even that wasn't perfect, it was just higher quality and better polished than most of that crap tends to be. Enjoy company with your friend. Give me your loot. I mean, okay. I'll tell you the specific game that taught me losing. StarCraft. StarCraft taught me how to accept a loss. And this is why, you know, Evo was joking and saying, I already know how to lose, but... the point is to be able to accept the fact that you have not succeeded at something. Not just acknowledge it, but accept it. Accept that that's not necessarily a terrible thing. Accept that it's something you either need to work on or need to pull back from. Knowing when to hold them and when to fold them is not a joke. It's a talent. I know you are, Evo. But I'm stating this outright just in case there's anybody either watching the VOD or live who doesn't get that. Being able to say, alright, I need to get better at this, or I need to put this down, is a skill. And I learned that in StarCraft. And that sounds like a joke, but it's not. And just don't play poker, it's easy! Yeah, most people don't enjoy losing. I don't enjoy losing, but you have to accept that sometimes. So how would I do a math game? Something involving logistics or something involving economics. And I know those both sound boring, but Counterpoint, Factorio, and Victoria 3. Yeah, math is kind of common in video games. My own niece has been getting better at math by playing Pokemon. That's not a joke either. It is very hard to accept, Loner. It is extraordinarily difficult to accept. Because... partially because of perspective. For example. One of the things that we tend to do is we tend to look at the master. Let's use video games as an example. How many have seen a speedrunner play a video game and be really good at it? How many of you have then tried to play that video game and been discouraged by how much harder it is to play that game? Now, you're not seeing the days, weeks, months, years that they have spent perfecting that game. You're seeing the finished product. But for yourself, the person starting the game, the person practicing the game, you're seeing all of the stuff they've already been through. So all you see is them being good and you being bad. Perspective. Yeah, I can't play Super Metroid as well as Oates. I'm damn good at Super Metroid. I still can't play at that level. Yeah, people who speedrun this game are bonkers. By the way, I recommend you look up some people who do speedruns of this game. It's insane. As it is with most FPSs. Yeah, it's the 10,000 hours thing, exactly. I actually used to, back when I had spare time, watch speedrunners practice. It's fascinating to watch because, you know, you watch GDQ and they just go through the run. But you watch practice runs and what you see most often is a whole lot of resetting. Just reset, 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 reset. And they get to a section, they screw it up. And they get to another section, they screw that up. And they get to another section, they screw that up. And so forth, and so on. New plan. How the hell, Plutonian? Yeah, exactly. Then there's the people who go glitch hunting. Which sometimes aren't even speedrunners themselves. They're just people going glitch hunting.
Huh? Damn!
I didn't know I could do that, so thank you for that, Black Malkin. I mean, when Metroid Prime Remaster 1 was released, I forget who, but I was already seeing people who were playing through it, looking for how different the geometry worked, or how the physics worked. Because they actually did do several engine overhauls to the Metroid Prime 1 Remaster. And he was just screwing around, playing it, trying to figure out how it worked. No kidding, Hero.
Someone get over here!
Well, that didn't work at all, but that's okay. No, Ross. Not at all. Didn't even try. Although they are apparently making more. Like, I've heard several people say, don't buy the scalper copies. They're producing more. It's okay. They understand that Metroid sells now. Finally. It took them a few decades to understand that they could make a Metroid game sell.
Huh? Damn!
I don't even understand what happened there. I mean, wouldn't you, Black Balkan? I would say probably a 0% chance act. For the one I've played. If you think I had no tolerance for the dungeon crawling, she would have less. A lot less. Where are you going? No offense, Act. It's just she is not going to be able to tolerate that anywhere near as well as I did. Well, no, I did not, Tim. I didn't know he gave one.
You get your own squad after what happened last night?
Indeed, I believe so.
Someone's not feeling well. Help! Get around me! Take it! Firing!
It's weird, Sean, I know. I mean, what did he say, Tim? I don't know.
Spin up the alarm! Sound the alarm!
What the crap? Okay, this is ridiculous. Where's my grenades? Where's my grenades? Where's my grenades? Oh, there.
Huh? What's that? Hey, get around! Whiskey for a
Yep, whiskey for a week if they can get me. Oh, there you are. Interesting. I don't know why I didn't want to do this. I hope all scalpers lose money. And go homeless, but that's unrelated. I mean, I'm just gonna go with the meme answer there, Tim. Paper money and follow New Vegas. Yeah, exactly, Savicom. I'm not actually in favor of just making them suffer forever or killing them. That's terrible. But I honestly think some people just need a slap of reality, you know? Just a little one. Or Legion coin, yeah. The entire story of WoW. I mean, that's another meme answer, if we're being honest. But gold, Vigilant, will always be gold. See, that's a referential joke that nobody's gonna get.
This place makes me sad.
Why is that?
This is where the Empress was killed by that wretched murderer. Everything changed for the worse after that day.
It was a dark day for sure, but things were already bad with the plague. In any case, I wouldn't dwell on it. Let me comfort you.
I need to get back to work.
Can I come by and see you later?
I don't think it's a good idea tonight. Someone's over there.
Guards! Firing! Lost it!
Sorry. You're in the way. Very true, Fight. Very true. Of course we did. I even sat there and let them talk for a bit before I threw a grenade into the bunch. Okay.
I love the view from here.
This place makes me sad.
Why is that?
This is where the Empress was killed by that wretched murderer.
That wretched murderer! Nope. Alright, so anyways, they're dead. I would have let her live, but she was going to go alert the tall boy. In fact, it looks like she already did alert the tall boy. The museum, yeah. Forspoken would probably rate pretty badly. Let me give you a hint about Forspoken. Whatever you're thinking the big twist of Forspoken is, just based on the premise, you're probably right. Man, still alerted him. Could you not scream when I'm killing your boyfriend? Jesus.
The Lord Regent resides here, as do those who await their turn with the executioner, though their apartments differ.
Yeah, there's a phrase made by committee, and by God does that describe Forspoken. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to start using Forspoken as the example of made by committee, like, forever.
I love the view from here.
This place makes me sad.
Why is that?
This is where the Empress.
Alright, let them live. You happy? It's okay. They'll wake up like this. They'll be happier. And I'm gonna kill their boss, so... Well, hopefully the rats won't find them. God, I hate tall boys so much. And they saw me. They just straight up saw me. Through the bush. Sorry. Come on, tall boy, I'm in here. Whoops. Right here. Come on, you can do it. Hi. I mean, Corvo would stomp Talion, so... Character who has a fate worse than death ending but still deserves worse. Non-existent. I'm not a big fan of torture. I've said that a couple of times. So, none. Oh god, sectopods. Flashbacks. Flashbacks. Yeah, Arthas... I'll tell you one thing, in the Warcraft rewrite, that's not going to be Arthas' fate, because what happened to him is absolutely horrific. I mean, duh, I suppose, but still. Then again, the jailer won't exist in the rewrite, so that's going to be a thing. Honestly, probably not going to have the Shadowlands exist either. There will be opossums in every rewrite. That's a lie. Because the Dabbler rewrite's already in, like, post-production at this point, so... that's not happening. But, every rewrite from now on, that's still a lie. I'm not putting opossums in anything. But, I'll pretend to put opossums in everything, just for you. I agree with that, Five. I've said it before, if you went from Legion to Dragonflight, it would be a fairly smooth transition. Hell, I said that the other day. I stand by it.
Down there, General.
There are no reports of any disturbances, Lord Regent.
I don't care. Double the guards anyway. Triple them. Make sure everyone is doing what needs to be done.
Yes, Lord Regent. Since the rooftop is secure, you should stay in the safe room for now. My men and I will ensure no one gets up to you.
Yes, you do that, General.
I'm heading up.
There's a Season 2 Shadow Machine? I mean, yes, is the answer to the question. You know, it's only been 6 months. How long, like, in the middle of a plague, he decided to set up giant statues of himself?
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night? Chances.
Indeed. Oh, he didn't say it. I thought he was going to say, indeed, I believe so.
You! I knew you'd come for me, assassin. But you wasted a trip. My men are disciplined, and Dunwall Tower is the most fortified structure in the city. Guardsmen are on their way to intercept you now, so run or fight. But either way, you won't leave this place alive. Corvo! You! You're the masked villain we've been searching for. You! Well, it doesn't matter. I can't believe you came back here. Tonight, we can tie up loose ends. This time, Corvo, you'll face your execution instead of slipping away. I'll see to it myself. What did the Empress see in you?
What can I say? I'm better in bed than you are. Anyways, now the consequences of our actions.
Where are you? I know you're here somewhere, scum. Check everywhere.
Promotion for the man who kills
this one.
Rot in the void.
There was a delay. I couldn't cast.
Someone...
Whatever. What the hell was I saying? Assume Shadowlands is inevitable. That sucks. So I would make it the very first thing. Like, it would be vanilla. Everybody expects the beginning of an MMO to suck. So Shadowlands, people are like, oh my god, this is great. And then think about it. People would spend years pining after Shadowlands. Years down the line, they'd have to release WoW Classic, and it would just be Shadowlands. Think about it. You know that would happen, too. People are like, oh, I miss the good old days of Shadowlands. Things were better back then. Sad face. Sweet, sweet Shadowlands.
Oh, no. Stupid guy.
I miss the cosmos being divided. I miss the Covenant system. When is Blizzard finally going to give us a system as good as the Covenant system? God. What really irritates me, and I'm sure Huthor will laugh at me for this, is there's actually a decent chunk of Shadowlands I really like. Like, a lot of the local stories are excellent in Shadowlands. Quest design, very good. Lots of excellent stuff with regards to overworld design and flow of movement and just the architecture, the graphics, the music, voice acting. Lots of little tie-in continuity touches. Hell, the dungeons were fantastic. One Samdi's dungeon is among my favorite dungeons in the entire game. Yeah, Revendreth and everything that represents. So, my favorite quest in Ardenweald, this is a very mild spoiler, is the quest having to do with Ysera. When we put on a play and get Ysera up to speed. Yeah. I didn't think so, but it was worth a shot. Yep, Gloober as Goon. I mean, the funny thing is that quest is kind of comedic, but it really isn't. Because it's like, haha, look at all this stuff that happens. But in the background, there's just Ysera who's like, oh my god! What has been happening while I've been dead? Like, she is actively reacting there, and I just feel for her the whole time. Holy crap. Which WoW side quest makes WoW worse? The worst side quest in WoW. When does a game become retro for me? Probably sometime in the 80s, if I were to say. Give or take. Citizens of Dalaran. God, I guess that is a side quest, isn't it? No, I'm trying to think, because I feel like there's a side quest somewhere which pisses me off, just the fact that it exists. And I pretend to not think it doesn't exist. And of course, I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Favorite race for Alliance and Horde? Draenei and Blood Elves, respectively. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it has to be a side quest. That's why I'm stalling. Because I can think of several MSQ quests, which are crap. Like, honestly, WoW has had some really bad MSQ over the years. Nothing to see here, ma'am. There's nothing to see here, ma'am. There's nothing to see here, ma'am. Die! Die horribly! Damn it. Stupid woman! Nope. We can't look at mission clues. We're supposed to not use the interface. That was the challenge. Unless we have the thing turned off. Let me think here. Oh yeah, Nightborn. I guess that counts as a Horde race. Okay, she's walked away. I can actually hear her that time. Very faintly. Not sure where she went. Never mind.
What?
Nothing to see here, ma'am.
Please help me!
Ma'am. Ma'am. There we go. Trying very hard not to kill you, ma'am. It's proving difficult. I don't think Hemet Nessingwary makes the story of world building worse, but I don't know. Well, I could have sleep bolt. Oh no, I couldn't. Never mind. Whatever. Yeah, like it's gameplay-wise, I can think of some pretty bad side quests because I've had to hunt for Zevran hooves in vanilla.
To keep the children inside, I told her. Huh?
Just irritating. Here, go have fun with your friend. You know what? No, most side quests in WoW are actually pretty good, especially narratively. Even vanilla, terrible, awful, garbage vanilla, tend to have good side quests. From a story perspective. Because there's only two types of side quests in WoW. Ones you don't remember at all, or the ones that are really good. And as I've pointed out recently, side quests tend to be, frankly, where WoW shines. Favorite hero from each race in 3? Oh, jeez, I don't know. Demon Hunter for Night Elf. Archmage for Human. Tauren Chieftain for the one I can't think of the name of. The Horde, the Orcs. And, of course, Tauren for Orcs, obviously. And for the Undead, probably Nothrazine. I mean, if we're going back to vanilla, I can think of some really bad side quests, but again, most of that's from a story or gameplay perspective. Letter from Granny.
Here you are, Corvo.
within the high walls of your enemy's stronghold. What an impressive sight you make on your way to face the Lord Regent. How will you end his reign? By blood or by truth? He's not an easy man to get close to. If the Empress had been as well guarded, how different things would be now. Is it just revenge you're after, or do you have another plan in mind? Will you restore things, make it all right again and crown a new Empress? Or will you send them all howling into the void? Either way, I expect a good show.
I don't know the name well enough, Luthor. Sorry. Yeah, this is after. The dog. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. I'm also trying to pay attention to a difficult level while answering questions, so forgive me my reticence.
What was it? Get around him! Got you now! Get behind him! Flank him! We know you're here. To me! Here you are!
Yes, that's the mission we're playing right now, Evo. God damn it. Hi, Who Girl. Thank you as always. Oh, that dog. Right. Yes, I have done that quest. Yes, I would, Mr. Red. Now you understand. Who Girl, you can put that towards up to 3 things. Let me know when you do. Thank you as always. I will admit, I'm not a big fan of the Centaur lands. The Centaur quests, I might say. It's probably at least partially because I just hit the wrong button. Like the 5th time in this game. One of these days, I'm just gonna give up on that. Let's make this easier. Ahem. Do I have any? Oh, I do not.
Now what? Firing!
There are a couple of points. I think the biggest thing that soured me about the Centaur zone is the MSQ, which actively pissed me off. It was probably one of the worst MSQ moments of the entire game. Like, aside from the blatant cutscene incompetence, which obviously pissed me off for the usual reasons, I'm not going to spoil. There's a specific sequence where I was like, oh, wow, this could be really cool and interesting if they do this. They're not going to. And then they didn't. What the hell is pentamate? I drink from a hand.
Points and guarding the safe room on the roof. No one could get past our defenses, sir.
Very good. I'm going to the rooftop to check security myself. Watch this area.
Yes, General.
I can think of a couple, Lord Harriman. Oh, Pentiment. Pentiment's already on the list. Although if it has religious stuff, maybe I should kick it off the list. Oh, he finished. He just wasn't conscious for it. He was busy.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight?
Indeed, I believe so. I have seen Hi-Fi Rush, I believe is also on the list. Okay, screw it. Where are they? Okay.
Oh, stupid goddamn double son of...
It's okay, I can see his shadow through the floor. Can't tell if that's just the nature of the engine or if that should be a thing that should be, because that's like a see-through floor. But yes, we discussed Hi-Fi Rush somewhat recently, actually, because it's a good example of stealth dropping, which is a whole topic we had, which is in the highlight reel of whichever game that's in. I don't actually remember. Please forgive me. Most boring raid boss from Kata onwards. That includes Kata, so Spine of Deathwing. Was that Subnautica? I mean, it was one of the two Subnauticas. I don't remember which. Okay, so unfortunately, as the two were, oh my god, where'd the other one go? He just despawned. Yes, Black Malkin, I don't know if you remember, but you actually challenged me to not rely on it to see how well the game is designed. Because something I've mentioned several times in several games is that several games tend to rely on the detective vision in order to give you the tools you need to know where to go and what to do. So I've been deliberately not using it to see if this game falls into that same trap. I've been doing fine. I think I've used it a grand total of twice, including just now. Yeah, I can see what they were going for with the Deathwing fight. They did not succeed. It's going to be an extraordinarily rare example of a negative to boss design in WoW. And trust me, that's going to be rare. Like, even BC bosses will still probably be, at the very least, not a negative.
Probably rats into everything.
But yeah, Pentiment's on the list. Several people have been consistently donating towards it. Molten Core bosses? So, I wasn't thinking about vanilla, because vanilla bosses are garbage. But I suppose we will be... Why?
You're such a chopper.
Like, seriously, why? But you can put it towards up to 2 more things, Who Girl, don't forget. But oh my god, he's found out by this guy. It's just this chain of people finding other people. This tawny tale. Maybe he saw the glass broken? Whatever. What the hell was I saying? Vanilla bosses are garbage. Question bot shouldn't be down, but someone might have killed it. No, question bot's up, but you formatted your question completely wrong, Ginger Ninja. You have to put !Q at the very beginning of the string. See? Like that. Either way, I don't understand your question, Ginger Ninja. So should you clarify? What about the heart has anything to do with the dark vision? Blizzard. It said Blizzard is bad at esports. Says who? Why?
Huh? Guard, get to me! Die! Fish bait.
Like, I mean, if Blizzard has abandoned esports, and that's certainly true, and they've been doing terribly on it for, like, a while. Oh, gotcha, Ginger Ninja. Sure. I mean, it's the same thing, mechanically, so I don't know if I'd say it's a substitute so much as it's the same thing. But, yeah, we'll go with that. The Overwatch League. You're funny. So, okay, let's rewind a second here. No company ever has been good at esports. Let's just start with that. No game developer has ever been good at esports. Now, what Blizzard used to do is they used to be very supportive of esports. And they used to listen to the community and, you know, put tools into the games in order to assist with the community esports that the community would do. Then somewhere along the line, someone, I don't actually know who, had the brilliant idea, why don't we run the esports? That went terribly, and has never not gone terribly, for the same reason it's always been terrible every time everyone has ever done that. And they are not the first. They'll probably not be the last. No, Yura, and no, respectively. I'm a miserly stick in the mud. I don't believe in fun. Thank you, Who Girl, for real. And I'll put that towards Resident Evil block, StarCraft block, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. But yeah, so Kira White Noise is right. If a company makes an esports scene, this is exactly what Active Blizzard was doing, they're doing it to try and capitalize on it. They're doing it to try and make money on it. Now, I'm not going to get defensive, because I mean that statement with total sincerity. The problem there is, when their primary prerogative is making money, everything else falls to the wayside. It's the priority list I talk about endlessly. So, it doesn't work. Never has. Literally never has worked.
Mind before it becomes fractious and divided.
The only time it's ever worked is when the company has put tools out there and then hands off. Ironically, it's almost identical to something else for somewhat similar reasons. Modding. We've seen several companies who have gone out of their way to try and dip their toes into the modding scene. It has never worked, because it can't work. They're trying to make money off of mods, instead of trying to make mods.
An entire city may burn to the ground.
Are you talking to yourself in an empty room? Nope, there's a dog you're talking to.
Restrict roving feet that love to trespass. They pay no heed to the boundaries.
I don't understand why that didn't work. Let's try that again.
Feet that love to trespass. They pay no heed to the boundaries. Get over here.
I'm confused by this.
Feet that love to trespass. They pay no heed to the boundary stones of other men's fields. They wander into foreign lands, only to return with their souls blackened by iniquity.
Okay, so if you can't tell what's happening,
Feet that
not only is the mid-air prompt being weird, but I keep being teleported back from where I should be dropping with the attack.
They wander into foreign lands, only to return.
So I've got to be like up here. In order to pull that. Well, there's the hint about the shrine we've actually already found.
Something weird ran off.
So, I was just trying to be silly there. I was going to be like, look, there's no shadow. But whatever.
To the boundary stones of other men's fields. They wander into foreign lands.
There's got to be. Yeah, exactly. I was going to go with the vampire meme. There's your boomerang joke for the day. But I failed. Okay, we'll do this. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into the Korean StarCraft leagues. Plural. Let's see. So, can the extant repair memories through cybernetics? Basically, it'd be like analogous to removing 2 or 3 hard drives from a computer, replacing them with blank solid-state drives. So they're functionally different and can function the same issues but lack the same data. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. You can't repair memory by replacing the hard drive. So, no, is the answer to that. Because if the hard drives are gone, if the memory is gone, if the data is gone, then the data is gone. Having said that, can they do anything regarding to the brain cybernetically? Yeah, of course. It's extraordinarily dangerous and difficult and time-consuming and costly, but it's possible. It's one of the reasons I talk about healing magics. One of the 3 types of healing magic I tend to talk about is restorative. That is to say, rewinding it to a previous state. That would be how you restore something like memories that are just straight up lost.
Someone get over here! Get behind it!
Is there no stealth kill for dogs? There's no stealth kill for dogs.
And the second, another, until they stumble into a ditch. Likewise, 2
might be worth checking out.
Cannot one way, and the second, another.
Okay. Moving on. Let's see. Do I think it's the Empress's fault at least parts of the empires in the state? Yeah. I mean, the exact amount... Sorry, ma'am. Whoops, that's the wrong button. The exact amount of power and control that she had over the country is extremely debatable. But things were not going well, and she was more than cool with letting Mr. I'm extremely obviously evil be in charge. And you're probably thinking, which one? The fact that there's more than one person who could qualify for that kind of makes my point for me. So is she culpable? Yeah, of course she is. How much? I don't have the information to solve that. Unsolvable problem, like we were talking about earlier. Dave. Where are we at? Let's see. Which game developer has the best track record or strongest lineup of games made, in my opinion? So, core Nintendo is always going to be my answer to that. However, I was trying to challenge myself to think of another one. So, counting only the games that have actually been made, and we have to presume it's a company that's made more than one game. I mean, they're still core Nintendo, obviously. But we've also got, and of course I can't think of their names now. Where did she go? Whoever made the Steam World series. I can't think of their names all of a sudden. Some people would say Arcane. I'm not sure I would agree with that. Rockstar? Rockstar made GTA 3 and 2 and 1 and Vice City and 4. So I wouldn't say Rockstar. Yeah, fine. The torture has been coming into the barracks at night. Last night, Corporal Holster woke up to find the freak leering at him in the dark. Other men have reported personal items gone missing, which is odd things left in their place. Sanders said he found a bunch of teeth wrapped up in his handkerchief. Teeth? And Bilson found 3 pointed head rats on a string in a shaving kit. Whatever this is, it has to stop. The men are rattled, and I don't know how long it could keep them from going into that bastard's room and beating him to death in his sleep. I don't care what you call him, executioner, torture, royal interrogator, or bat-faced troll, he's got to stay out of the barracks. Nice guy. Okay. Am I blind? I don't see another report. I'll keep an eye out for it. Insomniac's an interesting one, but I probably still wouldn't put them that high up on the list, at least compared to some of the other ones I've just mentioned. I should also mention Yacht Club, even though they've only technically put out 1 game so far. It's just that that game is extremely good, and has some extremely good expansions. You know, I don't know. I'll test that, Plutonium. Don't let me forget. I remember you. I remember you being the bane of my existence. We'll come back to you. Yeah, Way Forward was good until they made, you know, Mummy Demastered. Oh my god, Act. I have no, Fife, no. I can, okay, no offense to anybody, I cannot imagine Rockstar being considered having a good track record of games. Like, percentage-wise? I would say of the games they put out that would qualify for, like, really good track record, we've got, 4. 5. 4. I'm gonna bring that back down. Yeah, Rockstar made Manhunt. And again, GTA 1 and 2, and London. 3, and Vice City. And 4. And Max Payne 3. Like, I keep going. Rockstar has made some great games, but you're asking about consistency in quality, which is not Rockstar. Midway? I couldn't even think of a Midway game off the top of my head. I'd have to Google it. Okay. Okay. BioWare? No. mean, ignoring the fact that BioWare made Anthem, which honestly should be the end of that sentence. Also, LucasArts made X-Wing, which again should be the end of that sentence. Yeah, the problem is most of the companies I'm thinking of, and I've actually already mentioned one, which is Yacht Club Games. Most of the consistent companies have made very few
Indeed, I believe so.
games. Don't come this way, don't come this way, don't come this way. Thank you. So I can't kill that dog. Zoop. I did, and I stand by it. X-Wing is not that good of a game. Well, that actually worked out how I wanted it to. Except for the dog, which, as usual, is a dog. It is just the bane of my existence. Dogs in video games! We talked about this the other day. Dogs in video games. God. Oh! Okay. THQ made so... No, Trexia. Both THQ and THQ Nordic put out a wealth of games. If you want to talk about consistent quality, like any large-scale publisher isn't even going to qualify for that list. Any of them.
Huh?
Someone get over here! Eat metal!
And I don't wish to be unkind, but Black Isle made Baldur's Gate 1. I think. That was Black Isle by that point, right? Because I know the blend between Black Isle, Obsidian, and BioWare gets a little bit gray right around that era. And if we're talking about publishers, I'm not sure there's any consistently high-quality publisher. Like, period. Best indie dev nowadays? Toby Fox. I can't think of his name, but the guy who made Stardew Valley. Concerned Ape, thank you. Concerned Ape, Toby Fox. I like how you predicted that. And I'd have to think about the third one. Well, see, I can't include Blizzard for the same reason I can't include Rockstar. Blizzard's made some good games, sure. They've also made Rock and Roll Racing, Warcraft 1, and Overwatch 2. Oh yeah, and Diablo Immortal, which I wasn't counting automatically without meaning to, because it's not a game. I am not a fan of Overwatch. No. Overwatch was an impressive tech demo that they never did anything with, and Overwatch 2 was an insult. I don't even know who Team Cherry is off the top of my head, so that probably qualifies as a yes. Go away. HK. Damn those HKs! I think there's 47 of them.
Huh?
Hollow Knight, gotcha. What else have they made?
What was that?
Guards, to me! Whiskey for a week if you
Westwood? No. I mean, of many other things that Westwood made, Westwood made Command and Conquer 1. I love Westwood to death. Used to love Westwood to death. Yeah, then there's Nox. And there's some other game Westwood made I can't think of, which was very... Well, even Earth and Beyond isn't actually all that great. Looking Glass? What have they made? Oh, that sounds like fun. If you say so, Yada. When we play the remaster of Command & Conquer 1, one of the things I plan to talk about is how much better the early game is to the late game.
That's the report, Captain.
Everything's secure here, sir. We have doubled the guards at every post. For now, I recommend you stay in the tower safely and try to remain calm.
Damn it, where's my frickin' bolts? Oh, there. Yeah, System Shock 1. And, if we're being frank, System Shock 2. Oh, the chili was... Well, I don't want to say the chili was excellent, because it was very confusing. The chili tasted very good, but it had no spice to it at all. I was very confused by that. Did that not hit? That didn't hit. Alright, next. I don't know who Irrational Games are. You know, honestly, I don't know. 2 tanks. Oh, of course, you have 2 tanks. It wasn't sweet, it was just savory. I think it's total crap. But, you know. Alright, now to talk directly to Tim. So Tim says, do you think being eaten by dogs is worse than being eaten by cats? Yes. Valve? Valve's a weird one. You'll notice I've been deliberately avoiding the obvious answer to consistent quality in a game, which is Valve. Because how many games has Valve made? I would say Half-Life 1, and I look forward to the eventual review on Half-Life 1. Half-Life 1 is probably going to be one of those revolutionary but doesn't hold up well games. Half-Life 1 has some pretty serious problems, and I'm not even counting Zen. Let's just try this one. I don't remember which one that is, Mr. Ed. Sorry. Let's see. So let's look at games made by Valve. So we got Half-Life. Okay, we already talked about that. Team Fortress Classic, doesn't count. Ricochet, never heard of it. Counter-Strike, enough said. Day of Defeat, Counter-Strike, Half-Life Source. So none of those count. So far we're up to 1, which is Half-Life. Then we have Half-Life 2. I do think Half-Life 2 is a good game. Huh. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, which is a DLC. Half-Life 2 Episode 2, which is a DLC. Portal, which is very asterisky, but is a good game, and we've actually reviewed that modernly. Team Fortress 2, give you that one. Orange Box isn't actually a game. Left 4 Dead. I don't think I ever played Left 4 Dead 1, but we're up to 5 now. Alien Swarm. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I played that. We'll count it. So we're up to 6. Portal 2, one of the best games ever. Dota 2. By Dota 2, we've already gotten to the point where I would say they're making bad games. But we'll go ahead and count Dota 2, because then we immediately have to count Artifact, which is definitively not a good game. Then there's Half-Life Alyx and Aperture Desk Job. So, Valve sits in a similar place to Blizzard. They certainly have some good quality in there. Then they have everything else. Okay, game, I need you to do the sprint jump when I tell you to. There we go. Jesus.
What do you have to report, Captain? Everything's secure here, sir. We have doubled the guards at every post. For now, I recommend you stay in the tower safely and try to remain calm.
Okay, I am calm. Secure in its proper place.
Yes, Lord Regent. Remember, your roof fortifications are completely secure, even if all else should fail.
Of course they are, because I insisted on it. Very well, carry on. I want frequent updates, Captain.
Okay, I do remember that section. I remember hating that section, Mr. Red. But that is, of course, by memory, so I suppose we'll see. We're also going to be reviewing Black Mesa at some point, so that should be fun. Looks like this way is safest. Hurry, 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 hurry! As I've complained about before in this very game, it takes very long not to kill someone. Frustratingly long to not kill somebody. I have not, Yura.
Everything's secure here, sir. We have doubled the guards at every post. For now, I recommend you stay in the tower safely and try to remain calm.
Yes, I did know that act. I doubt it's really fundamentally different.
It's imperative everything is locked and secure and in its proper place.
Yes, Lord Regent. Remember, your roof fortifications are completely...
Of course, I've played several games with ray tracing, and to be completely blunt, I'm not impressed in general.
Very well, carry on. I want frequent updates, Captain.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Half-Life 1 was revolutionary. That's sufficient. That's its mark on history, if you will. Like, holy crap. You changed several aspects of gaming. Congratulations. I don't think Half-Life 1's really going to score all that well. Someone smarter than me could probably explain ray tracing better than I can. It has to do with how they render lighting. Does Doom still hold up? Probably. I mean, I haven't reviewed it. So I have no idea. Yeah, I remember getting rather... So I've mentioned before that I used to get lost in Doom 1 stages. I've been mocked, you know, excessively for that. I actually bothered to ask my dad about that a couple months ago. And the two of us soul searched a little bit, and memory searched. And I don't think I was getting lost. I think I was just getting frustrated. Because of what Dakoita just mentioned, the size of the levels. Because some of the levels in that game, especially in the later levels, are way too big. To use a direct contrast, think about Doom 64 for just a second, aka Doom 3. Don't understand why that didn't work. So, Doom 64 actually had relatively small level design, very much in its favor. I will also admit, however, Doom 1 I had problems at some points because Doom 1 has a problem a lot of games has, especially from that era. Samey textures. When the whole dungeon looks like that, it's a little harder to navigate. Especially since the map's only really useful once, when you haven't been there yet. But I'm speaking from distant memory, so we'll see when we get there. I will say, well, I don't actually think Doom is going to score that well, to be completely blunt. But I do think Quake is going to. I've said that several times. Quake is a game that actually holds up pretty well. I mean, I don't know, Yura. I ain't there yet. Hey, Tim, I thought you weren't supposed to be talking to me. Best decision that WoW will never make. God, I don't know. They'll never actually really commit to I've beaten this game before, yes, on full Ghost. Doom 1 is more going to be characterized by a lack of positives than a presence of negatives, I think, I'll tell you. But I'm confused by... Is he just taller than the other ones? Because I had no problem killing them. Really? Game? You know what? There you go. Something WoW will never do that I do think it would benefit from. Getting rid of the two factions. Just getting rid of them. Axing the cross-faction thing entirely. And just making everyone essentially part of the same team. Faction, literally.
He just vanished after Coldridge. Oh, my dear, I miss you so. If only I'd worn a mask and attended your party.
Yeah, that will never happen. Ever.
Where could he have gone?
Really?
He just vanished after Coldridge.
It doesn't say it's unbreakable. Hang on, we've already saved.
What was that? The assassin!
We've lost the financial support of the Boyle family. Things are dire, and we've had to make major cuts. Patrol boats stationed in the Red Haven around the tower have been redeployed to North Bank to protect the few food shipments still trickling in from the farmlands outside of Dunwall. Sir, I'm warning you now. This means the approach to the tower from the waterlock is now exposed. It's unlikely an attack would come from the river, but I know how you worry. Ironically, there's one thing working in our favor. Since the waterlock malfunctioned last month, that idiot who maintained the moat flow controls hasn't been able to repair it. Remember how he was having issues with that? And with Sokolov missing, no one else knows how to get the blasted thing working again. So anyone conducting an assault from the river would have to climb up the pipes in the waterlock, which is hard to imagine. Yeah, so since we're here, from the front... Interesting. It wasn't keyed to him. It's because he's dead. Oh, well, okay. Well, anyways, let's rewind a second here. Right, okay. Probably not, even though animals are animals and therefore are nothing but food for the Empire.
The assassin! For the love of Dunwall! How? How did you get to me? No, it's impossible. An hallucination. My eyes see what they fear. Why do you hide your face? Are you some phantom behind that mask? Some terrible spirit here to punish me for my lack of perfection? What do you intend to do? I must know! Are you even capable of mercy? Corvo! How is it even possible? My mind reels. You're the one who's been tearing at us, taking out my allies. But what game is this? Why come back now? You've gotten away, despite my efforts. Everyone believes you killed the Empress. And now, I'll have you put down like a dog, and history will remember me as the one who avenged her death.
Oh, hang on, let me put my helmet on back real quick here. Well, anyways. Yep, no trace. As it should be. Yeah, probably, Tim. No, the problem is, and I'm actually going to posit a story negative for this. The Spy Master is really pathetic. Like, to an incompetent degree. This is a problem several fictions have, where they want the villain to lose, and so they make them a moron. And it just kind of deflates the whole thing. You know? It's like, well, he's a moron. So, I don't even know why I'm debating this. Negative to story. It's Game of Thrones syndrome. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like you can't make a moron character work. Yeah, it's not like you can't make a moron character work. I've seen several works of fiction make a moron character work. This is not one of them. Yeah, Malik and Garrosh are the easy ones, I'd say. It's worth noting that both Malik and Garrosh had things that compensated for their stupidity. I don't think the Spy Master has anything that adds to him, that removes negatives. Damn it, I just closed the window. I mean, I don't think it would improve the character because it's just a minor detail. But I would say that if he was the Admiral and the guy with the conspiracy was the Spy Master, that would make more sense. But I've already mentioned that. Yeah, I think I'll do this. Sorry, debating. Don't mind me. Oh yeah, how far down was that? Was that at this? That was at this floor, wasn't it? Hang on. Back up. I'm pretty sure you've argued with me about that before, Evo. Like, I have a memory of that. And I failed miserably to convince you of my point, so I gave up on it. Best Spy Master in video game? Don't apologize, Evo. I'm just pointing it out. Because it's true. We had a rather lengthy debate about that. No, bring it up. Alright, we're talking about it right now. We're doing it again. Discussion mode has been engaged. I'm having trouble thinking of a good Spy Master. Even Dijkstra, who is probably one of the better Spy Masters, has a really stupid moment, which is just negative to story in Witcher 3. Where was that? Liliana? I can see that in Inquisition. Was it this way, I think?
And this train needs to go to the torture... I mean, the Royal Interrogator.
Oh no. Why do I have to take it?
He's harmless, unless you're scheduled for execution or for questioning.
He's so strange. Always working on something he keeps secret. And he has that brute of a dog.
Trust me, he's gentle as a lamb. Now, take it this way.
I mean, my opinion is very subjective, too, obviously. Oh, you know what? Keeper. Keeper is a good Spy Master. That's a good pick. Are you gonna die? Jesus.
Here you are, Corvo, within the high walls of your enemy's stronghold, the scent of his blood still fresh in the air. My, how you've changed things. You know, the Lord Regent would have fought harder to protect himself, but the truth is, he knew that he deserved to die. It must have been agony for such a tightly wound man to watch as the plague spiraled out of control. As people on the streets went mad and died bleeding from the eyes. Don't worry, I'm not about to tell you that he deserved sympathy. The worst part must have been knowing that it was all his fault. As you hunted down his people one by one, and finally came for him, he must have realized that all his planning was for nothing. And that must have been exquisitely terrifying.
Right. Wait, what? Carrie Fisher, alternate street speaker. Okay, what have you been in? Been in anything I've ever heard of? Probably not. Nope. He's been in Hitman Absolution. Blah, blah.
Help me!
Done. I've killed so many innocents at this point, Evo, I've sincerely stopped caring. It's an interesting question, Black Malkin, and truthfully, I don't know. Especially since we're just excluding ourselves to the Dishonored 1 outsider. However, I will point out that he still did stuff like this while a giant plague was on while his city fell apart around him, so... Yeah, Granny Rags really liked spreading the plague, and actively worked to do so. Not just counting the quest she gave us. She was just Rat City. Well, on the plus side, we've beaten the game before lunch even. Sweet. Now it's time to move on and definitely not have any missions after this point. Wink, wink. I'm sorry, as I've said before, even when I played this for the first time, for not a second did I think the game was over at this point.
Is it all done? You ready to go back to the Hound Pits?
Oh, God. That's true, Black Malkin. That would almost be worse.
All right, let's go.
I am in charge now. Statues? Statues? So here's the stage, or no, sorry, the next stage. It's not this one.
Makes me uneasy, to tell the truth. A small fry like me always gets the worst of it. But maybe it's going to be different now. The Lord Regent is gone. The Abbey has a new High Overseer. I'm guessing our work is almost done. The others are in the bar. No doubt waiting to raise a glass in your name. Me, I think I'll just linger out here if you don't mind. Reflect on things while we have a moment. Congratulations, Corvo.
I mean, the level we just did is one of the longer levels, although if you saw my stream last time, you know, this level was the one that made me grind my teeth the most. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I even noticed Black Malkin. Which is good, which is good. It's just... I think I'm going to turn him back on, though. Just in case. Well, no, we'll leave him on. We'll leave him on. We'll leave him on. We'll see how he does.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Hiram Burroughs, once known as the Lord Regent, is no longer in power.
That's it. The Lord Regent's done. Farewell to Hiram Burroughs, you scheming piece of shit. Now we can bend the law to pardon our past crimes, Corvo. We'll find out the assassin the Lord Regent sent to butcher the Empress. Then you can have your revenge. We'll have to move fast to clean up his mess.
I guess he's drawing right now.
The armed forces will do their job. Martin has control of the overseers. And you, Trevor, do whatever it is you do with Parker.
That's Lord Trevor Pendleton to you. Without me, you'll never command the nobility. They'll tear you apart like a fish.
Sorry, Corvo. We're nervous. Your work is done, and ours begins. The coronation will be an impromptu affair, but it still requires much preparation. Most of it we can handle, but there is the matter of security. Emily will be vulnerable to whoever killed her mother. I doubt history will repeat itself, but you must be sharp and wary tomorrow.
He's right. Rest. Restore yourself. Raid Piero's wares. Restock your ammo and make yourself ready. Just in case.
To Corvo, the man who served to change the course of history.
To Emily Colvin, and the new dawn rising for Dunwall and the Empire.
Back to drawing.
Have you given Emily much spiritual education? The Seven Strictures? The Litany and the White Cliff?
No. I lack the qualifications, Overseer. High Overseer.
Perhaps you ought to send her to me, and soon.
What I find funniest about that is if you're paying attention there, Emily's reaction was in a very calm voice. Did you do that, Corvo?
No. I lack
Stay
the
away from my girl.
qualifications, Overseer.
How you doing, Emily?
I'm tired of being afraid. When I'm Empress, I'm going to make everyone else afraid instead. Just like you do, Corvo.
Even if she's to be an empress.
Right. That's, okay. God, I think you're right, Black Malkin. Where's Piero? It's okay, Emily. She's a good kid. She's not pure chaos. What are you talking about? Chaos is a good thing, right, Evo? Right? So anyways, they poisoned us. Lore shock. Idiots. The best part is, they would have actually gotten away with this if they didn't do this.
Is he dead?
It better have worked. It cost me a month's profit.
Yes, sir. I believe Corvo has breathed his last. Just as you wanted.
You've done a fine job, then.
Remember, we need the body. If we come forward with the corpse of the man who murdered the Empress, we'll be greeted as heroes.
Yes, it'll grant us legitimacy. We'll be the men who rescued Emily and brought down the Lord Regent and his assassin. You'll see to the body, won't you, Samuel?
Yes, sir.
Idiots. Everybody's an idiot in this goddamn game. I do agree with Huthor. Of course they would do this.
Why I keep sticking my neck out for you eludes me. But I only gave you half the poison, Corvo.
Thanks, Samuel.
They were watching me do it, but not close enough. Maybe you'll survive it. I can hardly blame them for turning on you, after all the people slaughtered in the name of this cause. Those are crimes of state, and maybe they figure it'd be too hard to control Emily with you around. Could be they're right on that score. I'll drop you in a boat, and then I've got to ship out myself before they smother me in my sleep. That's the next thing. Makes the most sense. If you're lucky, you'll wake up and find your way out of this doomed city. If not, well, goodbye.
One thing, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, that vaguely irritates me about this game, is the game makes it very clear from a narrative perspective that high chaos is bad and low chaos is good. I know we've talked many times about the moral meter and blah, 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 but the truth is the game itself slants itself towards that. Like, a lot. And, yeah, it rubs me the wrong way.
This is the one who was with the Empress when she died. Poisoned. Tivian stuff.
Amateur work. He'll live.
That's up to Dowd.
I mean, I legitimately think that they either should have committed to the chaos thing not being good or bad, or they should have committed to it being good or bad. That's my opinion. Just commit to one of the two perspectives. Instead, it feels like they're trying to have both ways and didn't think that out. While this cutscene plays, Jay Palmer asked a question. What's my favorite game company currently? What's your favorite game company currently? Like, right now. Capcom? That's an interesting choice. That would depend on them actually bringing back Mega Man in a good way.
I know a great deal, bodyguard. I recognize those marks on your hand. A gift from your friend. The one who talks to you in the dark. Talks to you when you visit his shrines. I visited those shrines too. And I know what it felt like to shove a blade into your Empress. But I don't know you. Who you are, and who you fight for. You're a mystery. And I can't allow that.
Here you are at last, in a ruined and drowning world, held captive by the man who killed your Empress, the assassin Dowd. Your friends poisoned you and dumped your body in the river. Did they do it to protect themselves, so no one would ever know what they'd done? Or was it because they were a single move away from controlling an empire, and they knew you'd never let them manipulate Emily? Maybe none of these. Perhaps that's just the nature of man.
Interesting. Be right back. Got a package. Apologies. Yeah, so I mentioned being frustrated on this stage. It's because we were trying to ghost. And it was extraordinarily irritating. Like this, I think I mentioned this earlier. This was the stage that almost made me quit trying to ghost, because this was just, oh god. Apparently, Slackjaw decided to bail before they could kill him. And they kept me alive to try and bargain for more money. Dude. We are, of course, not ghosting. Although we don't have a lot of anything on us right now, so we'll have to make do with what we got. Yeah, everyone does their own different method, Black Malkin. I'll admit, when I'm doing that kind of a ghosting run, so the thing I allow myself is I can abuse saves as much as I want to. But some people prefer to do it Iron Man mode, aka if you screw up, you start over. Or partial Iron Man mode, aka you screw up, you go back to just one stage. Everyone has their own preferences. You know how it is. I feel like... I'm sorry, period. I hope it goes smoothly, and swiftly at least, period. How the hell am I? Wake up, Laura, wake up. Dear Overseer Franklin, when next we speak, I hope you'll tell me two things. One, what do the strictures tell you about being imprisoned in a cell you could easily escape, where your leg's not shattered? And two, how your kind knew the location of our base and what exactly you're hoping to accomplish by marching into a hopelessly outnumbered band of fools through chest-high water. Those are good questions. I don't think he's going to be answering them, though. One other thing I have to admit I've never quite liked about this is Dowd is kind of the... Okay, other than the Overmind. Other than the outsider, Dowd is kind of portrayed as the mastermind of everything going on here. Which just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. We'll see what we think of it in the DLC. I mean, mastermind's the wrong word, because that implies he has everything planned out. But he's on top of the heap, is what I mean. No, head honcho also implies being in charge. Like, I suppose the comparison I want to use, and I hate using this comparison, is he's the Joker. The Joker isn't some big, super, mega, I can outplan and outmaneuver everybody person. But he's on top of the heap. Of all the criminals, of all the overlords, of all the kingpins who have greater power, or greater intelligence, or greater resources, or greater whatever, the Joker's always the one at the top. Well, usually, is the one at the top of the heap, and that's what Dowd feels like. Yeah, nobody screws with Dowd, exactly. Again, not personality-wise like the Joker, just position-wise. Yeah, well, the Joker has plot powers, so... I admit I like the idea of someone who's like that. Someone who's not actually in charge, but the one person everybody knows nobody should screw with, right? Do I like Dowd as a character? Ask me again in the DLC. I'll answer you there. Yeah, gotta get that money. Very important. Yeah, the problem is he isn't a character yet. So far, he's a dude who has powers from the outsider. And, I suppose end statement, really. Hate those things. Yeah, Corvo doesn't have characterization. Which is something I've already complained about and will not continue to repeat. Yeah, it does kind of feel like Dowd, the duty dude, however the hell you pronounce his damn name, was kind of positioned to be a rival-type character. That's an interesting question, Evo. What's the difference? Oh, well, I don't think there's a difference. That's not true. There is obviously a difference. Because there's a difference between Gordon Freeman and Abigail.
They butchered the deep ones here, breathing in the rich stink of their enchanted flesh. When the seawall broke, many strange things were drowned and forgotten.
Abigail's from Last of Us 2. She is a non-character. Gordon Freeman is a blank slate character.
They bring the bodies here with rough hands in cages. Some of them are still breathing. The water is so cold, and it is the last thing they feel. These waters are greedy. They will never give back what they have taken. Even the terrible floods were not enough to wash away the sorrows of Dunwall.
I mean, in the interest of fairness, the best line of dialogue in all of System Shock 2 is said by the main character. But I get your point, Rakusu. That's not a joke. I'm not even going to say what it is because it's such a great line that even saying it would be a huge spoiler. But the problem is, and we'll go ahead and go over this again. The problem I keep running into is that the more I play video games, and I've been reviewing games for over a decade at this point, the more I prefer playing a character than a blank slate. I just don't have any interest in blank slate characters anymore. I'm not sure I ever did. I think I just put up with it because it was so damned common. But then I started playing more and more and more characters in those genres of games that had character. Doom Guy in Doom 4 is actually quite well characterized, to use an example of this. Or the main character of Guild Wars 2 from an MMO perspective. I'm trying to think of a stealth game that really characterizes this well. I suppose Dishonored 2 would be my example there. Link, when they started actually characterizing Link. And so I started seeing examples of these genres where they would actually give them some character, and it was like, oh, this is really good. And like I said, my shift, it's just been kind of shifting over there a bit. Yeah, Geralt, Witcher 3, as opposed to, you know, BioWare main characters vary in quality. That's its own thing. Revan is... But then you have something like... I'm sorry, spoilers. The main character of KOTOR 1 is... But then, like, the main character of KOTOR 2... And then you've got the Warden, who's the Warden. But then you've got Hawk, which is... interesting to talk about. We will talk about when we get there. Or how about the main character in Jade Empire? Well, I don't even remember their title off the top of my head. Or Shepard, for that matter. You get my point. Was it the Spirit Monk? God, I actually don't remember. Well, you know what? For this stage, let's go ahead and do this. I've been thinking about doing this anyways. Let's upgrade Blink. Not even a question, that one. Hey, Sub-Zero. It's much better than Below Zero. Thank you for the sub. Always. And, of course, if you want to put that towards up to 3 things, please let me know. And yeah, Gordon Freeman's kind of an edge case for me. Because Freeman... Well, no. Half-Life 2 is a very well characterized story that happens to have Freeman in it. And so it's just kind of... Like, I don't know how many people have ever played Half-Life 2 and never really even noticed how not Freeman is. Because everything else just kind of smoothly flows around him. As if he wasn't even there. Yeah, exactly, Huthor. It's just like you're the rock in the middle of the river, right? And the river is very well done and very, you know, it's crafted, it's smooth, and you're just this rock right in the middle of the river. Sorry, one moment. Talking to my mom. Like, the characters even... Like, the reason I say... I'm using a weird metaphor, and forgive me. The reason I say the story in Half-Life 2 flows around Freeman is because everything in Half-Life 2 hinges on Freeman. You are literally the catalyst for all the events in that game. Probably deliberately, based on what we know about the G-Man and how he operates. How they operate. But you're not there. Like, you're not a person, you know? There's no personality, there's no perspective, and yet everything hinges on you. It's such a weird example of the thing. I look forward to talking about it whenever we review Half-Life 2. Okay. Okay, where are we? Let's look around. Okay, there's that. So I want to go generally that direction. So let's do this. Chell is a complete... I see where I am. Okay, no, this makes sense. I'm going the wrong way. I was just about... Really? I was just about to turn the objective markers again, but nope. I was able to figure it out. Yeah, Chell's a little bit different. It did, Sub-Zero. I even said thank you. I've got video proof that I said thank you. Anyways, Chell's a little bit different, but is done in the same style as Gordon Freeman. Whether that's done better or not, that's a little more debatable. I should mention, since we've already reviewed Portal 1 and 2, you know, I can't say, we'll talk about it when we get there, because we already did. I was hoping for a slightly more gradual fall than that, but that's okay. I'm gonna die here anyways. Right there. Well, I'm afraid we're dead.